motherfucker, you can't have my cornbread. That's for damn sure. Because if you try to take my cornbread, part 2 of my killing spree gonna begin up in here on your ass right now. If you think about my cornbread, get the taste out your mouth. That's for damn sure. Now fuck him. Fuck that. Because I'm from New York City, goddammit. Nobody take no cornbread from me. That goes for you and any other you motherfucking farmers wanna try some shit. You fuck around with me, it's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
Haters gonna hate, and ain'ters gonna ain't.
That is not an actual thing people say.
What's going on? What's going on? Maestro Styles here, the Bob Shop Sports Talk podcast. I just want to thank everybody who for tuning in. Anybody who's there for the first time, welcome. And to those who is with me or with us weekly, we appreciate you. And, keep on tuning in. Keep on tuning in. Quick information, I just want to say follow us on Instagram at Maestro Styles, at Trey Frazier. That's individually, and you can follow the podcast at barbershopsportstalkpodcast.com. You can follow me at Maestro Styles on Twitter and Trey at Barbershop SPOR2. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube page. Trey having a little, I don't know necessarily what's going on the other side, but he's going to call in later. So we're going to go ahead and get started, man. It's a lot going on, man. And specifically in sports, let me tell you what's really bothering me, y'all, because Trey here to go ahead and Trey here to kind of pull me back. I've read some disturbing things about somebody we've had on our show, and in prior, we've had on our show before. We had on a guest interviewed them, and it's bothering me, man. Robert Little of BSO.com, and I think he had a show on. He had a show because he was just recently fired, to my understanding, from TMZ Sports. But Robert Little, BlackSportsOnline.com, just recently had a hashtag, women posting a hashtag Surviving BSO, and where women, and I want to say the women's specific name since he didn't. Tamitha Gunn, Sheena Quick, and Kiera Luck. I hope I'm saying her name right. Specifically, are the three women. I know that there were some other women out there who gave their account, to my understanding. And Robert Little, in my dealing with him, and I've only had that one dealing with him when he was on the show, and I can't speak to Trey's interaction with him. He seemed like a, cool dude, smart dude. He was grinding, and he is grinding. I don't necessarily care for, his style. It's just not my style. That's not the shit on him as far as what he's done in regards to the website. But it's just, it just never wasn't my style. And then, I ain't say nothing about it when, he did an interview or him between Van Lathan, Amanda Seales, and himself. They had a little tiff, and they spoke about it and recorded it, and I think I saw it on YouTube, but maybe it was years ago, and I never said nothing about it. I kind of knew that it would come to that, and here we are again with I guess let me say this. I don't want to put those two things in one solitary. I don't want to join Amanda Seales' tiff with him to this tiff. This is a totally different tiff. And I like to focus on it. And forgive me if I was just kind of researching the story while I was waiting for Trey, and Trey wasn't able to, kind of come on in a timely manner. So, I'm kind of here with my thoughts, and nobody's here to help me work through my thoughts. So, I hope that y'all listening to me, I guess, kind of helps me. I need some energy to help me work through these thoughts about Robert Little, man, because some of this stuff that I can't even say he's been accused of, he's acknowledged he's done this. It's not good, man. It's not good, man. And I'm not even feeling this. I'm not really even feeling him how he addressed it via a Twitch or some Periscope video or whatever it was. He put out a video addressing how he was how he was, accused, what he was accused of, and he explained exactly what he was guilty of, and what he wasn't, and he apologized, but even that just didn't seem real to me. It didn't seem authentic to me. It didn't seem like he spoke well enough in a somber, remorseful thought. I don't know what to say about the dude. I mean, I guess if I'm being honest, I don't know the nigga well enough to act like I'm hurt and I'ma cancel him and all those types of things. If I'm being totally transparent with y'all, I haven't visited the website since we spoke with him. And to be honest, I hadn't heard of him. Now, when I went back to research him, he had definitely made some moves since the last time we spoke with him on the podcast, and and shots, and I also know he's friends, or at least associates of a lot of people in that frequent our show, and a lot of people that we associate with, as far as I know he's spoken with BS3, who actually put us on, and but this nasty shit got to be spoken on. This nasty shit he was doing got to be spoken on. Some of the things that to Tamitha Gunn's account, basically he was like telling girls to show that she got to show titties for stories, and I guess the not paying people thing is something that he put out front. So I don't really shade him for that. If you writing and you're not getting paid, then you got to live with that. But there's a group chat that was released, or screenshots of that group chat, where he is deemed as the overseer in a group chat. Nah, player, that's not a good look. I'm not feeling him, man. I just gotta say it. I'm not feeling him. I ain't gonna sit here and bash him and act, and all that. But you want some nut ass shit right now, and you got to be called to the table on some nut ass shit. And that apology was some bullshit, bruh. It was some bullshit. It's no other way I could. It's some bullshit. You didn't even address to the women that I offended. Nah, nigga, you got to say their names at this point, because Tamitha Gunn, Sheena Quick, Kiera Luck, and a couple of other women that I read their accounts. Nah, they made it very public. They said your name, your likeness, your legacy, your reputation is out here, and you looking nuts in the streets, bruh. And if that don't mean nothing to you, then it just don't. But it makes me understand the position you were taking when you spoke with Amanda Seales, and when she was out there getting in your ass about some wild ass shit you was saying when she was involved with the whole Myron Rose situation. I can't respect your apology. It don't seem like you're remorseful and at the end of the day, all I could do is wish for the best. I don't want no issues, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like and not speak on the fact that you was on some nut ass shit, and you owe them women another apology, and that's just real shit. I don't respect that shit, man. I don't respect that shit. And I get it. You said it happened in the past, and that's what it is. That it happened in the past, and you said you've changed the ways, and I hope that's the case. But I don't know. What's up, Mocha Bell? I see you in the chat room. We're talking about Robert Little from BSO.com, Black Sports Online. If you're not familiar with what was going on Twitter, there was a hashtag recently called hashtag Surviving BSO, where a few women were putting out screenshots, receipts of how Robert Little be talking to folks in the hold on, Trey, how he was talking to black women in chat rooms, and it was some disrespectful shit. Hey Trey, what's good, homie?
What up, man?
You not home?
I am. I'm home.
Oh, I thought you was gonna call me on Skype. That's why I thought you was gonna just call me on Skype real quick.
Oh, that's you know what? I could do that.
Yeah, call me on Skype. I know you can't. If you can't stay, that's fine. But call me on Skype.
All right, bet.
All right. Yeah, I was Trey. I don't know why he wouldn't call on fucking Skype, and he would call me on my cell phone. But yeah, Robert Little, man. Robert Little of BSO, who was recently fired from TMZ Sports because of this Surviving BSO hashtag, where women are talking about him being sexually inappropriate to them via text messages, phone calls, group chats, and all those types of things. Where these women actually dropped the receipts, of him saying it. He acknowledged that he did it. He said that it was 4 years ago, and that he has changed said behavior. But in that apology that he posted on Periscope or something like that, you can find it online if you search for it. I wasn't feeling what he was doing. I wasn't feeling it. Hold on, Trey. Let me get your sound on. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, man. Can you hear me?
Okay, hold on. I can't hear you at all.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, y'all. Maybe I should just went with the phone call. Audio, video. Y'all got me real loud. Okay. Trey, say something real quick.
What up? It's Trey Frazier here in the building. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully y'all can
hear you, but you're feeding. Can you hear me at all?
I can. I can hear you.
Me, but yep. I can see you. I can see you, and I even see you feeding, but I can't hear you in the
check the headphone check the headphone symbol on Spreaker.
Okay, all right, just call in, bro. I'm sending you call in because I can't hear you.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah. We're gonna have him call in on the phone. We just doing it the ratchet way. I should have. Yo, can you hear me? I'm sure you can.
Yeah, you really had my hopes up for a minute there. It's all good though.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's probably something simple, but since we live, I ain't really want to, play the troubleshooting game.
Yeah, don't make sense to stall the show for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's good, man?
Man, I just had some house stuff to take care of.
I would love to let you get in some takes real quick, but I don't know if you know where I was at in the conversation, but
I heard you talk about Robert Little with Black Sports Online.
Yeah.
About that
Yeah, and I was saying that normally you around to help me, kind of sort out my thoughts. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm struggling sorting out my thoughts because I really want to say some, like, use a bitch ass nigga and be on some shit. But from the research, he's saying that it was 4 years ago. He put out a video on Periscope saying it was 4 years ago, and he has changed his behavior since. But the apology doesn't. It wasn't a good enough apology. He never said that. He never apologized specifically to the women who were addressed or spoken to inappropriately. These women being Tamitha Gunn, Sheena Quick, Kiara Luck. And these are just the women that I just happened to write down. This hashtag, to my understanding, has gotten him fired from the TMZ sports show that he was doing. It's just Jason Whitlock called him out to be a nut ass nigga, and now he looking right. So now I feel like I gotta give credit to Jason Whitlock for being right about a nut ass nigga that I won't say he was my man's. Like I said, I only spoke to him one time, but how long ago? I asked, how long ago was that when we had him on?
It felt like it was maybe a couple of years ago. I can't remember exactly when we had him on for the interview. It was a really good interview. Just to his credit. But after what you texted me the other day, and I started doing my own research, and you talked about Sheena Quick, you talked about her last name is Luck, and then you talk about the other girl,
Tamitha Gunn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I read the text. I read the pictures of the group chat, and they were talking about how he was like, you need to show me your breasts and all this stuff, and talking about sex life and things like that.
After she said, "Nah, I don't want to talk about my sex life."
Right. Like, I mean, there's no question. Obviously, it's all uncalled for. But I think a couple things I want to highlight with this. You talked about the apology that he issued on Periscope, and I didn't get a chance to watch it because I don't have Periscope. And
you could have just clicked the link. It was a if you were on Twitter, it was a link you could have clicked and it just played it. I don't have Periscope either.
Okay, because I was going to get on him for actually apologizing on that particular platform. Like, I would have much rather him apologize on whether it be Twitter or Instagram or something. I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm like, this guy's the chief and editor-in-chief of a pretty popular website and organization, and like you talked about, Kevin Gray with Clutch Talk Sports used to work for him. I don't know if he's working for him now, but he used to write some articles for this guy.
Yeah.
And to hear that all these things are coming out now, and even with this guy too, because it seemed like when I followed him on Twitter, it would always seem like, and not to say that he was on this Tariq Nasheed or Dr. Umar Johnson level when it comes to, pointing out white supremacy and how, black folks are at a disadvantage. He wasn't on that level, but he was still, like, on a level to where he was calling people out for, doing some foul stuff. So I gave him credit for that, but now you in your own office, you in your own business, your own house, really, doing all these things, and these women who I feel sorry for had to keep shut about it for a long time, and I applaud them. They have the courage to come out and put this guy to shame, and he's got to get called to the carpet, no matter
no matter our relationship, and like I said, it's not like we got me and you, or what I said. I don't know if you've ever spoke with him since our interview on the show, but I didn't want to speak.
I've interacted with him maybe a couple of times on Twitter, but that was about it.
Okay. I won't come out here and call him all types of names. I won't, but I will say that you was on some wild shit, and based on your apology, I can't really act like I feel like you've learned your lesson. I feel like you just got caught. He did the PR apology, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
And as a result, Maestro, now his Twitter handle has to be Black Sports Online. It can't be no more Robert Little. You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, if his business isn't tarnished already, it's definitely on its way to being that. And shout out to Amanda Seals for, you know, pointing that nigga out once and, you know, foremost again.
And it's wild because me and you watched that together, you know, when it happened, and we never spoke on it. And I don't know what your thinking was as to why we didn't speak on it when it happened, or whether it just wasn't sports related or whatever.
I think it was just too late in the night to really discuss it, because I think we watched it after we had recorded a podcast. So
okay,
it just might have been, it was just too late.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I don't like it. And you know, I'm sure my little platform and my little name don't mean that much to him where my unfollow was gonna hurt his feelings, but he definitely until I see better action, better, you know, I gotta see it, bro. And that bullshit apology ain't it for me. It ain't it for me.
No, it's nowhere. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I just didn't like the fact that he just chose Periscope as the platform. I would have rather him do it on a bigger platform than that, given his brand and given the fact that, like you said, he did the TMZ sports show, right?
Yeah. Well, he got fired. Like I said, this hashtag, to my understanding, got him fired.
He got fired. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I guess to my point is that this guy is more noticeable than just being, you know, Black Sports Online.
Yeah.
So you got to do much better than putting an apology on Periscope, bro. That's got to be like IGTV. That's got to be like Twitter. I mean, the apology's got to be on Twitter, even if you upload the video on Twider. I mean,
yeah, no, that's why I saw it on Twitter. It was just via Periscope. So
it was a link though, but it wasn't that hard to get to.
No, it was, yeah. Like I'm saying, you can get to it if you want to get to it. It's not like, you know, something that, you know, you couldn't get to. I would implore you to listen to the apology. But like I said, man, this Bama didn't even address. He didn't say their names. Like, then somebody else, Sheena Quick, to be specific, put out something saying that, you know, when they left his platform, they took away the writing credits off of her off of the website. So if she wrote an article, which she has written several articles for the platform, when she left, he changed it from her name to BSO staff. So she no longer, you know, has that credit, that writing credit, or at least, you know, if you don't know, you don't know she wrote it. So
right. And she stated in the tweet that she put out there, she was one of the ones that stated that if she had a certain number of errors when it came to her writing, that she had to show him her breast and all that.
Well, he jokingly said that. I don't think she actually showed him her breast. I don't think. I didn't read it that way.
No, I'm not reading it that way.
Okay.
Either. I'm just kind of reading the tweet as she's putting it out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if like that actually happened or not, but that was what the tweet said. And apparently she works in DC. I don't know if you.
I read that. I'm not familiar with her, but I did read that.
Yeah. So, I'll be honest with you. I kind of thought about maybe, you know, reaching out to her, maybe seeing if we could, you know, get like an interview with her or something to kind of talk further about, you know, what's been going down with, you know, within that organization and all that. I actually thought about that.
Hold on for a second, Trey. I'm about to see if I can plug you to my interface. And you let me test 1 2 test real quick, Trey. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear Trey. I just got tired of holding that damn phone. Okay, I think they saying. Okay, you should be able to hear now. No. I wonder if they can't hear because I got this microphone plugged in. Let's try this. No, but I know why you're not.
Okay.
I know why you're not. So left, right. Chest one more time.
What up?
Yeah.
Trey Frazier in the building. What's good, everybody? Am I feeding through?
Yeah, you feeding through. Y'all, let me know if y'all can hear Trey now, please.
Yeah. I'll run through the chat one more time. Chief Rocket, Jersey Burn, H-Rap B, J. Ron, Deacon Dell, BFTN Network. We also got Mocha Bella in the building, repping X Squad. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Appreciate everybody in the chat room. Let me know if y'all hear me.
Yeah, we got you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I just had to change some settings, but yeah, man, he on some nut ass shit, man, and I was Trey, when I started this podcast, I tried to do the whole we got a lot to talk about, which we do, but.
We definitely do.
But I'd be lying if I didn't say, man, that this joint definitely took me. If I'm being totally transparent, I'm already not having a great day today. And, I came in and washed my sins away and turned on some music and got into my vibe. And then I decided, let me go ahead and do some better research on the situation. And let me tell you, all I was looking up was cancel Jemele Hill. And then magically, Robert Little came up. And it's like, oh, well, what the fuck he do? And, and, man. Man,
yeah, you got to get called out, man.
Yeah,
and I'm real surprised, and I get it that ESPN is not going to report this.
Yeah.
Fox and CB, these networks aren't going to report these kinds of things. But I'm a little surprised that he wasn't as trending as much as he should have been for this, given the fact that his platform is one of the more popular ones, at least in the black community, and the fact that he was on a popular show with TMZ. I'm just surprised at that this isn't getting.
Which I didn't even know he was on a TMZ show.
I didn't know at that point either until this story came out. So I'm like, oh, this dude got a platform. Like, this dude was actually making some moves. He's doing stuff beyond Black Sports Online. So. Yeah. There's a lot of disappointing things here. Obviously, what he's done to these women with their careers, the sexual harassment, and the apology. The apology is not enough. And
can I tell you some? Can I highlight some other things that he needs to be pulled to the carpet for?
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody addressed that he doesn't pay anybody, any of his writers, like they work for free, and if you told them that up front, all right, cool. But then to be walking around, but then for a writer to feel like you are flashing money and talking about all the money you getting, and you're not paying your writers, that's not. There was another.
That's not right.
That was another story where somebody came and asked him for money, and this person had written over 1,000 articles for this website, and he sent them $100, in some sense of need, like they needed something, and that's what they sent. He sent them $100.
Right.
He doesn't pay for, according to these women's account, when he sends them out to get stories that's out of town, the stories, and he don't pay for their accommodations, none of that. They got to pay for their own accommodations. He had in his group chat, he calls himself in their group chat the overseer.
Yes. I saw that.
Bro,
I saw that.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like,
I
his
saw
response to that in the video was, well, we have nicknames. We have nicknames in the group chat, and my nickname was the Overseer. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Nah. Not when you saying the stuff you saying in them group chats.
No, not never is it okay for you to be called the Overseer in a group chat?
Like,
nigga, you are a black man in a room in a group chat that I would have to assume I'm gonna have to assume has black and white writers, because the military guy that was in the group chat that was talking about military sex or whatever was a white guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, dog? What are you talking about? I won't, because we've been here for 30 minutes and
I was just about to say, I was looking at the clock. I was like, man, he spent 30 minutes talking about
it's on my
Little.
mind. It's on my mind, dog. I'm bothered. I'm bothered by it, bro, because he is he's like you said, he's an important guy to the culture. He's famous. Now, I don't want to say famous. He's popular amongst sports writing, whether it be shock jock sports writing, however you want to call it.
Yep.
He's popular amongst that group of people. People know him. He has a platform that could offer so much more than what he's offering. And much like Amanda Seales, what she was calling him out about, and if you haven't seen that video, listeners, I would implore you to find that video where Amanda Seales confronts Robert Little, and Van Lathan is the guy who kind of moderated the conversation.
Yep.
And me and you left with the same. She was in here bodying this nigga, and he ain't have nothing intelligent to say.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was. Like, he got ethered. Like, straight. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I think later on after watching that, I had to kind of dig up on what the deal was with the Amanda Seales thing. And I have to tell you, I couldn't find anything that was relatable in that story for it to be actually true about what they were saying about her or what niggas were saying about her.
Yeah. I
couldn't find it. I couldn't find anything. So it was just like, oh, all right. So yeah, she had every right to dig in this nigga stuff. So he had nothing. I remember, with the back and forth they had, and I mean, he was calm about it, but he really didn't like offer up anything. Like, she just came with the fire every chance she got.
Yeah. So I'll say this in closing, man. I hope. I mean, like I said, he says that he changed his ways, but that apology don't make me feel like he changed his ways. I do hope that you have, and I would really hope that you would address these women, just do it again, bro. I would really like that, and I don't mean shit to your brand, your dichotomy, to your, you know what I'm saying? But I would really like that you would go back and do that again and personally apologize by name, Tamitha Gunn, Sheena Quick, Kiera Luck, and whoever else, not just the people who called you out on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, lay low. I would, if I had an opportunity to say something to him, I'd be like, bruh, you messed up. You need to apologize individually to these women, and
publicly.
You better lay low. You better lay low for a while. And whoever's idea it was to change your Twitter handle to Black Sports Online instead of your name, smart on their part, because I don't know how much of a brand, a hit your brand has taken because of this, but it's definitely not a good look.
Well, I'm gonna say this: fuck your brand. As a man, you gotta do better, and you need to come out public. I mean, I hear you from a business perspective, and I understand you coming from the business perspective, but right now in these times, more than ever, we need to hold women up higher, and that means you need to publicly apologize for some shit you did 4 years ago, publicly with their names, not that, acting like it was so condescending, dog. Like it was so condescending. It was like, oh, I'm gonna keep it real. I did, but you said what you were guilty of, and
Right.
shot props to you for that. But no, these are actual women that need to be recognized and need to be apologized to. Specific, now names.
Right.
They need to say their names. It's like no different from some of the shit we say their names. You need to publicly apologize to those people. They said your name, you need to say their name. Apologize.
And can I point one more thing out before we move off the
Sure.
subject also? Because I remember maybe a week or two ago, this guy came on Twitter and was talking about how he was looking forward to, his newborn. Like he just had a baby and all this stuff. And I'm like, wait, so you go from announcing you got a, new baby on the way to now you dealing with this. Now former writers are coming out and saying how you did some, some sleazy stuff, within your business. And it's just, it's just not a good look, man. He needs to apologize to these women individually.
Yeah.
No matter what the situation is. I don't, I brought up the business aspect of it, but that, that goes without saying. I think him apologizing to these women on an individual level, it's, it goes without saying. He has to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Let's get to some more good news.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't even a news of the week.
It wasn't like I said, and that's what happens when when you're not there to steer me the right way, bro. Because you get 30 minutes.
I didn't think you was going to start with that. I thought you was going to start with Cam Newton. Man.
That was my intention, man. But I've been on some real emotional shit right now, so I got to speak what's on my mind.
No doubt. So I want to know what your thoughts is, Cam Newton to the Patriots.
I'm glad that he got a job. Let me start with that. But while I am happy while I'm happy that he got a job, I kind of speak the sentiments of Richard Sherman.
Sherman. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come on, bruh. We talking about an MVP, an All-Star. Like we ain't talking about no slouch. And I get that he's off of an injury, all that, and y'all gonna tell me that he got a whole bunch of incentives if he performs well. 7.5. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And unfortunately, this is what happens when you're on the market for too long. And the Patriots. This is what the Patriots do in terms of not wanting to overpay for guys.
And it's why they're like the marquee franchise. I understand that.
Because. I think all along, I really think all along, because I even thought, okay, Cam to the Patriots would make a lot of sense. I mean, I said that back when he first, when the Panthers first released him,
right.
And we were looking around the league to see, okay, who needs a starting quarterback, and we looked at the Dolphins as a possibility. We looked at the Chargers, I think, as a possibility, and then we looked at the Patriots.
And that was big on Chicago before they signed Nick Foles.
And Chicago, yeah.
That was big on Chicago. I really wanted him to go to Chicago.
Right. And speaking of that, not that he's on the Bears anymore, but Chase Daniel, as a backup in Philly, is getting about $14 million just to hold the clipboard. So Cam Newton's going to make half of what Chase Daniel's making just to hold the clipboard? Something's wrong there. Something is wrong with that picture, but it goes back to being on the market too long and these teams just allowing these guys' value to go down to the point where it's like, now this is where we want to pay you this much money. Let's go. Let's do the thing here. As far as the fit for the Patriots, I think Belichick will adjust to Cam's style.
I think it'll work. I think it'll work just fine. I hope.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie to you, but I hate the Patriots. But for the sake of Cam Newton and that bullshit money they just gave him, I hope he balls the fuck out. I'm talking MVP. I'm talking MVP status. I hope he ball the fuck out.
I hope he does too. I hope he does. And I got to be honest with you also, because you know how we feel about Boston and their sports teams and even the people, like even the fans, because Boston's been known to be historically a racist city, kind of going back to the days of Bill Russell and that whole movement. And you hear stories about how when baseball teams go to play at Fenway to play the Red Sox, and guys like Adam Jones, Torrey Hunter, I think, came out a couple weeks ago and talked about how white fans in the stands would call the players nigger, while they're playing in the outfield and all this stuff. I just hope, for the sake of Cam Newton, I just hope that he can ball out well, because I don't know. Is this the first black quarterback the Patriots has ever had?
Well, Brissett.
Okay, yeah, I guess. I guess.
I mean,
he started, what, 3 games? Or something like that?
but of this magnitude, I'm sure maybe they had one back in the day or something, but obviously of this magnitude, he's the biggest black high-profile quarterback to ever play in New England.
Right, and he should be the starter. I haven't heard anything, of them saying that he was going to battle what's his face for the start.
I did hear. Well, let's be clear. 7.5. He's in a battle.
Yeah,
and he shouldn't be.
Good point.
And he shouldn't be, but he's in a battle.
Yeah, good point. When you talk about the money, yeah.
Yeah, that's bull. It's disrespect. And I can't really be mad at Cam Newton. Look, man, get in. And you got, unfortunately, the plight of a black man is that we got to constantly remind motherfuckers of our greatness. And with that being said, I hope that like I said, I'm talking. I want him, like, I low key want him to be the MVP. I high key want him to be the MVP. Now, I don't want him to affect Pittsburgh's possible playoff and my dreams.
I was gonna say, man, because that's four black quarterbacks in the conference, man.
Yeah,
and one in each division, bro.
Yeah. I don't. Well, more than that, I don't want him to be another hurdle of the Steelers, but with that,
well, there's already a hurdle. There's already a hurdle, and its name is Patrick Mahomes.
Sure. Again, I don't want him to be another hurdle.
Yeah.
But I hope he balls MVP. I want him I want Cam Newton to be MVP. That's what I want. And then come back to the table and get that man the money that a top tier quarterback of his caliber deserves. Win
the AFC East. Win a playoff game, maybe get knocked out the second round or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, can they win the East now in your eyes? Do they beat Buffalo? Who Buffalo is deemed the favorites?
I
say
think
yes.
It's close now.
I say yes.
You say yes?
I say yes. I don't believe Josh Allen.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Buffalo win the division for the first time in a long time.
Sure.
But, I would say it's closer now. I would say if I had to bet, I would say I think if I don't know what the schedule is, but if they play week 17, like if that's the final game, that game will be for the division. I'll say that.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it'll come down to the wire.
I think the Patriots are going to win the East. And like I said, Cam Newton needs to be the MVP of this league. That's what I want in a perfect world. Now, again, if it comes down to Patriots and Steelers, you know where I'm at with it. But I definitely need him to ball out this year and get the money that he deserves, because they are flat out disrespecting him with $7.5 million. And by the way, thank you for that sense of perspective that Chase Daniel is getting $14 million to be on the bench. And
it's silly, man.
It's disgusting. It's
silly.
It's disgusting. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all.
And here's another disgusting reminder, even though this guy gets on the field at times. Taysom freaking Hill is getting about $12 million. No, he's getting about $16 million, I think. I'm like, come on, yo. Taysom freaking Hill. The dude is a gadget player. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, well, you know, they still them whispers about him being the heir apparent are still out there.
I don't see that. The dude is almost 30.
I'm just telling you what I'm just telling you what the whispers are. And it's funny because I thought that all those whispers would disappear with Jameis Winston, even though he came on a 1 year. I thought all that shit was going to disappear, and nope. Still there.
I just don't see it.
Neither do I. I don't like.
I don't see it.
I don't like that they.
Sean Payton. I don't see Sean Payton as brilliant as he is. I just don't see it.
I don't like that.
Look at it, dude.
I don't like that people even put that narrative out there that he's the heir apparent. I don't even like that narrative.
Right.
I don't even like the narrative of it. Yeah. Yeah. So while we speaking about Taysom Hill, are you prepared to shoot Drew Brees a little bell?
So he did something earlier this week, right? I saw a headline. I can't remember exactly what he did. He
put out some type of a tweet or Instagram. I think it might have even been his wife put out some type of a post basically saying that Drew Brees has been listening to rap music to better understand black people. What? He's been listening to clean rap music because he don't want to listen to rap music that say the word nigga, but he's listening to rap music to better understand people.
Man, come on, man.
And it's no, hold on. I just want to give you the laughable part and the ignorant part because I said that to you first to prove my agenda that this nigga is just stupid. But the more important thing is that he is supposedly starting a some type of initiative that's going to be donating to HBCUs. Specifically, and that's the good thing that he's doing. The rap music thing was just laughable. It really was just for me to reiterate the point to you that he's stupid. And I could respect that he's trying to gain trying to gain knowledge, even though it's an ignorant ass way to be trying to gain knowledge. But that's stupid. You could just talk to black people. You could just talk to them.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to talk to those rappers
who made
your
team. Talk to your damn team.
Unless you're going to talk to the rappers that made the music, bro. You listening to rap music, half the slang you don't understand. Like, what are you talking about? Why would you think that you're going to gain a better understanding of black people by listening to rap music? You don't know half the shit that Killer Mike is going to be talking about on Run the Jewels. You damn sure don't know what the fuck Kendrick is talking about. Like, if you don't, like, what the fuck are you talking about? What in the ignorant ass fuck are you talking about, Drew Brees? Like
this man plays professional football in the same city where No Limit and Cash Money was born and raised. You can reach out to any one of them cats and have a conversation. Wow.
Just start in your locker room, bro. That's all.
Or your locker room. Why? Why do you feel like, okay, I got to listen to rap music just to, get a feel for how the black people feel about, oppression and white supremacy? Like, come on.
And guess what, Drew Brees? You just got to listen to them say nigga.
Yeah.
if you want to understand us better, you certainly got to understand our plight and as to why we love saying the word nigga in our music. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
You kind of taking out an important factor in understanding us as a people, because most of us, not all of us, but a lot of us like saying the word nigga, and it truly is a term of endearment. And for some people, we like the idea that we can say it and white people can't. So guess what, bro? You got to listen to them say nigga.
So,
and you better not say it.
Yeah, word. So his contributions to the HBCUs is a great thing, obviously.
Right.
And I think we've had this conversation before about potential superstar athletes choosing the route of playing their college ball at HBCUs, which would be a great thing not only for exposure for these schools, but also the money, the financial aspect of it. It would be great for the HBCU bubble. Am I going to give Drew Brees? Am I going to cut him some slack because of that? Not 100%.
Yeah. I'm not saying I mean, I don't, like I said, I never thought he was a racist. I just thought he was stupid. So not to cut you off, I guess, because I already did it. My take is that he's still stupid, but I can respect in his ignorance that he's at least trying something.
Yeah, he's got a long road ahead of him.
Yeah.
That was kind of my point, I think he's on the right path to redeeming himself. I just think that he just can't take his foot off the gas pedal. I think he's got to keep continuing to support the cause, HBCUs, and, donating money to those organizations. That's a great start. I want to see more. I want to see more of his philanthropy towards, these organizations that are going to help Black people move forward in the future here. So, I mean, we still got rallies going on in the streets. We still got organizations protesting, the police.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of things that are changing within these police departments in this country. If I were Drew Brees, I would find a way to maybe go to a community board, start a meeting with the police, have some kind of forum, that kind of a thing. Keep that going, and he'll build his credibility back up with the Black community.
And I will, I just pulled up his Instagram, his post. The last post he posted 5 days ago. Brittany and I are so proud to support Black college football Road to Equality as the presenting sponsor. What an incredible opportunity to recognize the journey and struggles of so many and how they have truly paved the way for all of us. I encourage everyone to RSVP and support this meaningful effort. Black College Football Hall of Fame.org. So I don't know exactly, like I said, I don't know exactly what his role is and what this initiative is about. But
right.
If I'm reading this and this is a Black College Football Hall of Fame, that is emphatically fire. But my nigga, just talk to your Black friends. I mean, your Black players. I don't know if they're your friends, but just talk to your Black players, bro. Cut all this. I gotta listen to rap music shit out.
Nah. Just how you live in a city that's over 50% Black. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Drew. Come on, man.
It's wild. It's wild shit. It's wild shit.
Yeah. For real. And speaking of Hall of Fame, so the Cowboys Steelers, I guess that was the Hall of Fame game to open up the preseason for the NFL. They canceled that along with the Hall of Fame inductee ceremony. Do you see this as a sign that the NFL could possibly be in trouble of not starting on time?
You want to hear what I think? I think everybody needs to pump the damn brakes. In NBA, NFL, everybody needs to pump the damn brakes. Everybody needs to pump the brakes.
Baseball.
Everybody needs to pump the damn brakes. I don't care about your
UFC.
All of them. Let's
call them out too.
This is not. We're not ready yet, and there's no. I don't know how much the protests played a role in it, or if we rushed the phases too fast, or whatever happened. But people are getting sick. NBA players, NFL players alike. I've seen enough reports that I can't keep up with them of people who have recently recently tested positive for COVID-19, and it's not time. That is the short of it. Numbers have went up pretty. Obviously I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but they've gone up. they've gone up, and this ain't time. That's about as clear cut as I can say. We ain't ready yet. And I know people want to make money, and I know we want to see sports, and I'm low key excited. And even if they decide to keep going, I'm going to watch it. But it ain't time. It ain't time.
I want to call these states to the carpet specifically. Arizona, Texas, Florida, South Carolina. Y'all need to cut it out. And I want to call out Bankhead, because I don't know if you saw that video that went viral, but it was just a bunch of niggas in the streets celebrating something, and not a damn nigga had a mask on.
Yeah.
In that whole clip.
Yeah. And
so what? Y'all got to cut it out.
Man. Yeah. Y'all gotta stop.
Y'all gotta cut it out.
We still in the pandemic, y'all. COVID-19 is still rampant. When we went out, and I get it, we had the protests. I was amongst them at one of these protests.
You had a mask on.
It didn't come off. No matter how much I couldn't breathe. I ate a sandwich, and I got away from people to eat my sandwich. It's still going on. It's still going on.
No joke. It's no joke, man. So I know that Nikola Jokic tested positive. Spencer Dinwiddie and what's his name? DeAndre Jordan of the Nets. They both had positive tests. DeAndre Jordan is actually going to sit out for the games in Orlando.
Good.
He's going to sit out.
Good.
I know 3 Pelican players tested positive. They won't say who it is, and I kind of think I know why they won't say anything, because they trying to get their LeBron versus Zion dream matchup, and I think anything that compromises that is not good for business. And that's just my take.
And this time, and I get it, pockets running a little slim, pockets running they tight. We want to make some money. But they gotta stop, man.
Yeah,
they gotta stop, man. Nah, bro. Look, and it's easy for me to say because my pockets haven't been affected as much because I still, go to work, get my 80 hours. I'm considered essential, but nah, man. No. This is not okay. And I thought we was getting to a point. Me personally, I thought we were getting to a point where maybe this is gonna be okay, and nah, we can't leave it up to the people. We can't leave it up to individual people to continue to practice safe practices, because we want to make some money. This ain't right.
And the sad thing is, Maestro, the NFL is gonna still find a way to squeeze every ounce of income that they could possibly can do.
Yeah.
It's almost like when the NCAA, not the NCAA tournament per se, but it was one of those Big East tournament games that they tried to get going.
Yeah.
The day after the NBA shut down, and niggas was like, nah, them niggas actually played a quarter of basketball and then stopped. Yo, we can't do this. This is a bad look. So sadly, I think the NFL is looking at this like, nah, we gonna try to get something sorted. And as I was telling you months ago when they released the schedule, I was like, they gotta find a way to not only release what they think could happen, but they gotta release a contingency plan. They gotta release an alternate schedule in case they have to shift this season maybe a month and a half from, September, which would mean mid-October they would start the season, which, would be fine by me. I mean, hell, we've been without sports almost 4 months now. I'm binge watching shows on Netflix. I'm watching, HGTV, and I'm watching stuff that I never watched before. I've just gotten too immune to this stuff. But yeah, you got baseball players coming out and saying that they're not going to play. Your boy Ryan Zimmerman came out and was like, I'm just going to, decline his option in his contract. That's what it was. It wasn't necessarily have anything to do with COVID-19, but it kind of falls in line with that. I guess this contract situation kind of gives him an out. And then you got other players around the league that are like, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm just gonna, sit this one out.
So while we're speaking about replacements and people sitting out, as we know, Avery Bradley has said that he's not playing to Orlando. So guess what your boy LeBron did?
I know.
Went and got his man's back.
Penny Hardaway.
Went and got his man's back. J.R. Smith is going to the Lakers to play this Orlando run. Your thoughts, man?
I mean, what other option do the Lakers have, right? And I understand Avery Bradley. He's a good defender.
Decent scorer.
And he's what?
A decent scorer.
Yeah. He's decent. I think they made a little bit too much about him dropping 24. Before the season got postponed or whatever. But defensively is certainly where they're going to miss him. I don't know that J.R. Smith can bring that same defensive intensity, but he could definitely put the ball in the basket. He could definitely do that. So you're swiping out defense for offense. That's certainly not a bad thing. It's just other guys are going to have to step up defensively for the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I guess if you got to find a replacement. J.R. Smith can bring value to your team. I'm not gonna sit here and act like only thing that plays in my mind is that mistake he made Game 1 of the finals a few years ago. But in all honesty, J.R. Smith is he's a decent player. Like I just never. He never found his niche in the starting role, I guess. I mean, I remember when he was good in Denver. I can't think of
when he was with the Knicks.
Yeah,
that 1 year.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so we know he could play. I just think he never found his niche in Cleveland, and I'm not sure that he's going to find his niche in L.A. But
Nope.
I know he could play, and I'm glad he got a shot to prove himself because the dude can ball. That's not the case. That's not the problem. He could ball.
Yeah. He could ball.
He could ball. So I'm happy he got a shot. I hope he makes the best of his opportunity, and this is his way back into the league. But if I'm telling the truth, I wish everybody would just stop playing sports until we got some better answers with this COVID-19.
I just wonder, and I'll use the Nets situation as an example because Spencer Dinwiddie is important to that team.
Right.
DeAndre Jordan is important to that team. So you lose those two guys, and you're in a playoff series with, let's say, Toronto.
With anybody, really?
Really anybody. You got no shot because those are two of your best guys.
Yeah.
And then look at the other situations. I don't know who on the Pelicans has got the virus, but I would say that a bunch of those guys are valuable. Lonzo Ball is valuable. Brandon Ingram is valuable. Zion, without question. I think JJ Redick is valuable to that team. Drew Holiday. That's 5 names I just ripped off there. I hope for the Pelicans' sake that these are just guys that are like the 11th, 12th, 13th guy off the bench because that's not gonna look good for them.
I don't even want to say. I mean, I wish it was nobody, but
no, I wish it wasn't either. But I know what the league is trying to do. And did you catch the schedule? Did you look at the Pelican schedule?
I didn't look at all of it. I mean, I think you posted it on the podcast IG, and I couldn't get through all that. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I couldn't get through all that.
Yeah, I did. But the most noticeable thing is that the Pelicans have the easiest schedule within the 8-game stretch there out of everybody that's, playing in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, again, like I said earlier, they want LeBron versus Zion in the first round. And if you ask me, if that were to happen, health versus health, I think the Pelicans get swept.
Yeah.
Like I would give the Grizzlies a better chance of winning a game or two against the Lakers than I do the Pelicans.
Well, and I'm only saying that because this team is 3 people that's testing positive for corona. I don't think they're playing.
Yeah, right. Right.
And I guess I guess you
it
only got to
depends on how
quarantine
fast
for.
they heal.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, and then I believe the quarantine is 14 days, so it's like,
Yep.
But
Yep.
we don't know what their health is going to be when it's time. And if I'm being honest with you, if I found out that I tested positive for COVID-19,
Mm-hmm.
even after I healed, I'm not interested in going to go play
Right.
around.
You don't feel confident.
Yeah, I'm not interested in going to play with 15, 30 other people if you count the staff, being around them, no face masks, just because the crowd ain't there. And no, I'm not interested in all. I'm not interested in doing that.
Yep.
Just not.
I mean, the Nuggets shut down their practice facility all because of Jokic testing positive, and I think somebody else in that organization tested positive also. So if you got that going on, where they just saying, okay, we're going to shut the facility down,
Yeah.
then
But then y'all going to go to
that,
Orlando and play basketball?
Yeah, right. Like there's a chance that they're not going to be able to, get this thing back up and running again.
They need to shut this shit down. And as much as I want to see some sports, I'll stand on it. They need to shut this shit down. It's not time.
Yeah.
It's not time.
Yeah. It really, I think they just need to just cut their losses and just figure it out for next year.
Yeah. Or when it gets better. Hell, if it gets better in November, fine. Do it in November. But nah, man. This ain't right.
At that point, man, it should just not act like 2020 never happened, but
2020 never happened.
Just cancel the whole 2020 season. There's no champion. Just start the 2021 season fresh. If it comes down to they got to start back up in November, why even waste your time trying to recreate something? Because
they want a champion. I get it. They want a champion.
I get it too, but I think something that people aren't talking about is that I think the seasons for next year, 2021, for all the sports are going to be affected in some way because of 2020.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about the NBA for next year starting in December. And I get that that's something that they can experiment with to see if they can do that in the future, but they're going to be affected by it. Baseball, and I get baseball's got their 60-game schedule, which ends in September, which is right around the usual time, but it's still going to affect players because they're rusty.
Yeah.
And then the same with football. If, guys aren't getting the OTAs in, training camp and all that stuff. And I don't know if you saw, but, they talking about Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, and some of these other teams that have been having these off-the-site practices in undisclosed areas.
Yeah.
And, and the Players Association is kind of
that ain't safe.
Y'all niggas shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, but we could practice when y'all ready to practice, though.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah, so, man, I ain't gonna lie. They need to just go ahead and shut the shit down. They need to shut the shit down. They need to focus on, and if they so worried about that, they need to start trying to allocate some resources to helping to fix this shit and telling the government to stop trying to poison us in the first goddamn place if we really gonna talk about it.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
For real, man. Hey, man. Let's show some love to the homie Vince Carter, man.
Facts.
let's show some love to the homie.
Yeah,
man.
I wasn't ready to go there, but we because I got some more negativity coming. So let's mix a little bit of
Let's
positive.
have at it.
No. Let's put some positive in here. Let's congratulate.
No. I mean, I'm looking forward to the negative, but we gonna talk Vince Carter right now.
Yeah. Vince Carter, legend, man. The mother, half man, half amazing. Congratulations on 22 years, legendary dunk contest. The what do you call it? I can't even say the resurgence. The pioneer of Toronto basketball. Yep. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. When he wasn't as athletic, he learned how to shoot a 3-pointer. And is up there. I can't remember, but I know he's up there as far as 3 points made in his career.
Okay.
I don't have the exact stats. I ain't look it up, but congratulations to the legend.
Yeah, he should be going in the Hall of Fame on skates.
Easy.
Like he shouldn't be waiting a year or two.
Yeah.
He should be going in. And I've seen a lot of people talk about how he was supposed to be like I guess like the enemy to Kobe Bryant and all that stuff, and it just kind of never panned out that way once he left Toronto. I got to tell you, man, his game, he tailored his game to the times. I really feel that way. Like when he was in Dallas that one year, I think it was 2011, like his three ball got better as, that season went on. And then, he played for some other teams. I remember he was on Magic the year after they went to the finals with Dwight and those guys. I remember him being with the Grizzlies a couple of years back. He's played for a bunch of teams, man. It's just crazy. Like, obviously Toronto is the one franchise that he's very noticeable in. If there had to be another franchise, it would be the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Congrats to Vince Carter, man, on 22 years.
For sure.
For certain, man. All right, let's get to the negativity, man.
No. I'm gonna say one more positive. I'm gonna say one more positive thing. So how do you feel about Jamie Foxx as Mike Tyson?
I think it's a good look.
Yeah.
I think if there's anyone that can do that, it's Jamie Foxx.
Motherfucking Jamie Foxx.
Given the history of his movies, and I tell you, man, when you talk about entertainers, I'm not just talking acting. I'm not just talking music. Entertainers. Yeah. I mean, a Swiss Army knife, a guy that can do multiple things, a Renaissance man.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Foxx is like top. Like if he's not number one, he's top 3 all time.
Facts.
Entertainer.
Facts. No, you won't get an argument from me. I'll admit that at first listen, because he's so small. Jamie Foxx is. It didn't really, but as I thought about it, much like you said, if anybody's gonna do it, mm-hmm. Jamie Foxx is gonna do it. And then the stories I'm watching Jamie Foxx, push his weight up and bulking up, and Mike Tyson said he with it. If Mike Tyson with it, then damn it, I'm with it. He said the bit of advice that he gave Jamie Foxx was to be ready to portray the dark times as well as the good times. Yeah. So Tyson said he gonna tell him some good shit, some real shit, and I can't wait because Mike Tyson. I want to see a Mike Tyson movie. That I'm totally 100% here for a Mike Tyson movie.
And hasn't Jamie Foxx done a lot of Mike Tyson impersonations?
He tells a story.
I feel like I recall a couple.
Yeah, he always tells a story about how back in, I want to say 92 or something, before he knew Mike Tyson, he was at a comedy club doing a Mike Tyson joke, and he realized that nobody was laughing, and nobody was laughing because Mike Tyson was in the crowd, and they, they didn't want to be laughing at Mike Tyson because he'll knock your ass out.
Word.
Yeah, so he does have a long history of Mike Tyson jokes, and to his account, they became friends based off of him telling good jokes about Mike Tyson. So,
yeah. I think I recall on his sitcom him doing a couple of impersonations of Mike Tyson, and maybe one on In Living Color.
I'm sure. He does. Obviously, he does a lot of imitations. I love his John Legend, by the way. I don't know if you ever saw his John Legend on Jimmy Fallon, but that shit is hilarious.
Yes, I have. When they do the
little
when Jimmy Fallon did the what's the name?
Yeah, the Wheel of Impressions. That shit is hilarious.
Yes.
So Ja Morant issued an apology the other day. He made a statement basically saying that he wanted to wear a jersey that said "fuck 12." With obviously his jersey number is 12, and he wanted to fuck over in place of his name, he wanted to fuck and then a 12 on a Memphis Grizzlies jersey. He caught some backlash from it, and he apologized, basically saying he got family that are cops, and he recognizes that all cops aren't bad and blah blah blah, and all the rigmarole. I wish he wouldn't apologize. You ain't got to apologize to these punk niggas. Like, listen here. We are in a situation, and here's the thing. I had a dilemma. I had a dilemma the other day. So while I was out protesting, or marching, I don't want to say I was protesting. I was more so taking pictures and just absorbing the ambiance more than anything. I recognized that as we were marching, the police were clearing the streets for us as we marched, right?
Yep.
And as they were clearing the streets, we would go past, and certain people would be like flat out disrespectful to those individual cops who were, helping them protest. Like they would walk past like "fuck you" and this type of wild shit. Like that cop couldn't just in a second decide, hey man, and get into some real shit, right? So, I guess what I'm saying is that there's a fine line. Here's the thing that good cops are gonna have to eat. Y'all are gonna have to eat the fact that y'all got some fucked up individuals in your organization, and that y'all would
absolutely.
So fuck 12, the fuck 12 Memphis Grizzly jersey. I am petitioning that somebody makes this jersey, because I am going to purchase it and wear it. Not because all cops are bad, but because 12 as an organization has some things that they need to repair as an organization. And as an organization, those few bad apples, much like y'all try to say a few bad black apples ruin the bunch, a few bad blue apples can ruin the bunch. And this is that situation. You guys are going to have to eat the visual representation of us disrespecting cops, because y'all are on some nut ass shit as an organization. Now, I am not for disrespecting people in your, if y'all helping me and we doing something. I've never had to call the police and like, hold on, that's Trey. Trey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know neither. But I was saying that basically they gonna have to eat this whole fuck 12 jersey if they make it. I hope somebody makes it and monetizes it, because they're gonna get my $150, $200, however much it's gonna cost, because I'm gonna wear the jersey and y'all just gonna have to eat it. I get that all of y'all are not bad cops, but your organization got some bad blue apples, and just like cops and oppressive white people can say a few bad black apples can ruin the bunch, well, guess what? A few bad blue apples can ruin the bunch, and they have ruined the bunch. So now y'all got to get these visual representations of disrespect until y'all do better, because y'all silence is complicit too. So I'm not going to get into disrespecting y'all in y'all face, and I can recognize if a not only a police officer, but as a human being, you're helping me. I could recognize that and say you are not a bad cop, but you are a part of an organization that is bad. You got to get the visual disrespect.
Should he have apologized? I don't mind the apology. When I first heard him say it, I kind of thought, okay, he explained himself pretty well. Like it's not like he was Robert Little. Not that I'm comparing the two situations, but at least he backed up why he did what he did very eloquently, for a guy as young as him.
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm okay with him apologizing. I'm not necessarily like, oh, he has to do this or he doesn't have to do it. But I would just say that for the NBA to allow him to wear that jersey, because they're talking about, and I don't know if this has been official or not, but they're talking about having guys wear jerseys with messages on the back of the jersey.
And they're painting Black Lives Matter on the courts and all this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which are great gestures, by the way.
It is. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the idea of them doing that. I think the NFL should take note of that. Put that on the field.
Yeah.
I don't think the league allowing him to wear that particular jersey, I don't think that's going to fly.
Oh, of course that's not going to fly. And of course he was saying it, he was expressing his thoughts. Of course that's not going to really happen. Like he's not going to go to Orlando and have fuck on his jersey, period.
Right.
That's just not, that's just not going to happen. I'm talking about more so, I'm not even talking about the NBA. I'm not talking about the NBA making that jersey. I'm talking about somebody, making that jersey. Obviously,
will.
I hope so because I'm going to buy it.
Somebody will.
Long as it looks close enough to a Memphis Grizzlies jersey, I'm going to buy it.
Would you get the throwback or would you get the modern day jersey?
I don't care which one. If it says fuck 12, I'm getting it.
Because I ain't gonna front. Before the season, came to a halt, the Grizzlies, they was rocking the old Vancouver Grizzlies throwback joint.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man, like I feel like they need to stick to these joints for a while.
Yeah, it don't matter which one they do. I'll wear it. I'm only talking about the messaging, even though I do prefer the Vancouvers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that.
Hey, speaking of Black Lives Matter, where the hell is Jerry Jones at?
I don't know.
Where the hell does this do that, yo?
Well, where would you expect him to be? He probably somewhere telling motherfuckers they better not cut up or their ass gonna be cut off the team.
Well, Jerry McCoy called him out on First Take last week.
Yeah, I didn't see the call out, but I heard about it.
Yeah, like he was like, "Yo, like I would like for the owner of the Cowboys to come out and say something." Like,
but why would he?
Huh?
Well, why would he though?
Well, it's not so much what we want him to say or to tell him what he needs to say. It's the fact that he hasn't said anything.
Mm-hmm.
For a guy that embraces the camera 24/7, for a guy that ego is through the roof. These situations come up, and it's a real situation, and you got the owner of America's team not saying anything. Like that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like even if he just came out and said, even if he didn't say Black Lives Matter and he just kind of came out and said, what happened to George Floyd was inexplicable. Rest in peace to him. Prayers to the fam. Like if he just came out and said something like that, I mean, you'll still get some smoke. But
I won't be surprised if this nigga come out and say, I'm going to still represent the flag. I wouldn't be surprised if he said some nut ass shit like that.
It wouldn't surprise me either. But I think at some point he got to come out. He got to come out and say something. Like, I mean,
nah, I don't think so.
At least say something. I'm not telling him to say Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, hey, just come out and say, come out wherever you are, and just
I don't expect nothing from him.
Say something.
I don't expect nothing from him. I don't expect nothing from him.
I wonder this. I want to get your thought on this because I've been thinking about this a lot, and with everything going on, with the black quarterbacks coming out with the video, and all the other black players coming out with Black Lives Matter, Roger Goodell coming out on video saying Black Lives Matter. saying that the NFL messed up, in terms of the whole Kaepernick thing. And yes, he still needs to apologize to Kaepernick. He should apologize.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Because at this point, we still don't really know what he's talking about.
Right. So, we know how we feel about that. I'm just wondering, and this is just a conspiracy theory. I'm just wondering if there's owners out there, and I'm talking about strictly the owners that haven't really come out and claimed Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the Ravens. I'm not talking about the Texans or Miami or any of the other teams that we know on document came out and claimed it. I'm talking about the Cowboys, the Giants, the Bears, just to name a few teams.
I mean, I keep it a buck. I haven't heard Art Rooney say anything.
Okay.
I haven't heard it.
And not that I've looked for it.
Neither have I.
Right, I haven't heard anything either. I'm just wondering, behind closed doors, are they saying to themselves, maybe it might be a good idea to just, skip the season because of the pandemic, and maybe that's a way out of, how we navigate through, the Black Lives Matter movement. Because let's face it, Adrian Peterson came out and already said he's going to kneel.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien came out and said he's going to kneel.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of guys are coming out and saying they're going to kneel for the, during the national anthem. So I'm just wondering, are there conversations like that going on behind closed doors where they're saying, damn, we might need a little bit more time to figure out how we're going to navigate this? Like, the fan base. You mean the fan base largely is a white fan base.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll answer you this way. If he truly believes that Black Lives Matter, meaning Roger Goodell, I don't give a fuck. If I'm him and I really feel the way I say I feel, Black Lives Matter, and we need to do some changes, I don't give a fuck how y'all feel, meaning the white fans. If y'all want to kneel, then kneel. If y'all want to black fist, then black fist. And every single white person watching it going to have to eat it until we tired of doing it. If he truly believes that, if he truly believes what he said, then that's the answer. There's no adjustment that needs to be made. There's none of that. You let them do what they do.
Well, remember, Goodell works for the owners, so that's why I'm of the belief that this might be it for him, like in terms of being commissioner in the next year or so, because I think the owners are looking at him now like, yo, what you just do? Like now the majority of our fan bases are going to be, it's somewhat compromised a little bit.
Yeah, but they still gonna watch it because they like to watch us score touchdowns and run on the field and hit.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So they still gonna watch it. So guess what? Guess what, fans? Eat it.
Well, the question is, are they gonna buy up PSLs? Are they gonna have season tickets? Because they make their money off that stuff.
I don't think that's gonna change. I mean, look, I reckon that some people would stop patronizing the product because of that, much like the NASCAR or whoever else. Yeah. Right. I'm sure there will be some people offended. I don't think that the bottom line is going to be that compromised where, they're going to have to make, concessions to try to appease racist white people. I think white people love watching football, racist or not. They like watching football, and I think they'll look past it. They'll turn the channel to the national anthem is over if they have to. They're going to watch football.
I agree.
They're going to watch football. To any owner who, and then we'll have to deal with that individually. Any owner that would go to Roger Goodell and say, "Hey, man, I don't like what you did," man, I'd air him out. If I was Roger Goodell, I'd air him out. I would say, this owner for the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm just throwing a name out there, just said to me, whoop, whoop, whoop. And he don't like the fact that I said Black Lives Matter. What y'all gonna do?
Right. Aside side note there, I do think the Chiefs are, and I don't know the Hunt family like that. Like I don't hear about them a lot. I just know the dad, used to be Lamar Hunt years ago, and I guess the son that's like the chairman of the team now. He looks like a young guy, but to me it seems like that ownership group is better built, equipped to navigate, through these times and through the changes and stuff. I think there's enough young individuals within that front office and that ownership group that'll be able to help steer that. And it helps that they got the best quarterback in the game who's also black.
Yeah. Well, I just said them as an example. I don't care what team it is. I don't care what owner. Any owner that would come to him and say, we got a problem with you representing Black Lives Matter or saying that Black Lives Matter, if I'm Roger Goodell, I'm airing them out. I don't care who it is. If it's Jerry Jones himself, if it's Robert Kraft himself, if it's Art Rooney, and I don't think, I certainly don't believe Art Rooney coming out like that. I think Art Rooney is one of the more progressive owners in the league. So I don't think he coming like that. But if he did, if Dan Snyder come out with his Trump supporting ass, if he come out talking that shit, I'm airing him out. I'm airing him out.
I haven't heard Snyder, and you just said a name that I'm wondering where he at too. Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Where he at?
He supports Trump. So I mean, it's hard to. Yeah. I mean, but I say that, and in turn, he also fuck with Meek Mill and Jay-Z. So it's like, I you know what I'm saying? I don't know where to go with it. I don't know where to go with it, but I'll say this: if any of them owners come to Roger Goodell with that bullshit, they getting aired out. And guess what? If Roger Goodell had the gall to air him out, guess what? We as a people better air him out.
Yeah. Well, Roger Goodell's sitting on $40 million.
He good.
I think, yeah, exactly. He would have no problem if it came to that. I think he would have no problem doing that.
I mean, if he really, and then we're talking about if we really gonna bust it down, if he even really meant what he said when he said it.
Yeah.
So there's even that. I only got one more. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I only had one more thing. If you were done getting your thoughts off, I only got one more thing. So Jemele Hill said some wild shit that she shouldn't have said. She put out
that why that hashtag is trending?
Yeah, cancel Jemele Hill or whatever. Yeah. She essentially said, damn, and I got you on my phone, so I can't look up the verbatim quote, but it was something to somebody called Manny Ramirez, Manny the Tranny, and she said in response to it, I think if I'm remembering exactly what she said that and like I said, it was a Facebook post. I think it was a tweet. I can't help but laugh. Basically, is I'm paraphrasing, but I can't help but laugh, and people got in their shit. And then the cancel Jemele Hill hashtag came up. She apologized and then said, "I'm going to leave this up for people to respond to what I said, so then I can then respond to them to show them that I'm a grown ass woman who makes mistakes and owns up to those mistakes." So everybody, I don't know if everybody, but people responded to the tweet, even after she got the backlash, she responded to people individually. However they responded, she responded with, how she's in support of the transgender community, blah blah blah. The story behind this cancel Jemele Hill hashtag is that when you scroll down the hashtag, it's a whole bunch of white people trying to cancel Jemele Hill. It's not a whole bunch of black people saying, we need to cancel Jemele Hill. It's not even a whole bunch of transgender people from what I can read or from what I could tell. It's not even a whole bunch of transgender people trying to cancel Jemele Hill. It seems as if they have accepted her apology and accepted her course of action, leaving a tweet up and responding to people and apologizing. And, she did put out a tweet to apologize. It seems as if the people she offended have accepted her apology and moved on, and white people have continued to slander her, even in the midst of this cancel Jemele Hill not having a whole bunch of legs on it because of the way she handled it. Let me say this first of all. She was wrong. She apologized, and that's what's up. That I'm cool with her apology. You know, she was wrong. She was trying to make it. She thought something was funny that she shouldn't have. Even if you think it's funny, you just don't tweet it. You know, whatever. But she took responsibility for it and went in the trenches with people who spoke about how they felt about it, and she responded and tried to validate their opinions and thoughts and respond with thoughtful remarks. So, you know, salute to Jemele Hill for that. I got a problem with white people. Obviously not all white people.
I'm looking at some stuff on Twitter right now, so I'm seeing a lot of Barstool Sports attached to this story also.
Yeah.
I guess it was the CEO of Barstool Sports. I guess calling her out for that comment. I guess so. I don't know what to really kind of make of it, because I mean, you're just kind of hitting me with it, and I really don't have like much on the story except.
But I tell you what I feel like. I feel like white people trying to find a way to tear a black woman down. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like, because when I got to scroll for a minute to find one tweet of a black person or a transgender person or somebody, you know, besides a white man, you know, giving her the smoke, which she deserves, by the way. When I got to scroll a little far ways just to get to that, it says to me that somebody may be, a group of people may be intentionally tweeting her to attack her for a specific reason. Guess what, white people? Y'all can't cancel Jemele Hill. You can't do it. You can't get rid of her. Like, you can't do it. She's too smooth. She handled the shit too well. You crackers is mad. And when I say crackers, I mean oppressive white people. You're mad. Fuck y'all. And that's all I got to say about it.
And she about to drop the show on Vice.
And we still rocking with her. That's just what it's gonna be.
I think somebody on Twitter, it was a white guy, somebody was trying to get her to call out Robert Little for what, you know, he did, and then said, "Oh, is it because Robert Little's black and it doesn't fit your narrative and blah blah blah?" Well, look, first of all, we don't know if Robert Little and Jemele Hill ever had any exchanges, whether good or bad, in the past. Secondly, who gives a damn?
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
If Jemele Hill has nothing to say about what Robert Little did, who cares? Robert Little is getting all the smoke he deserves, even though I think it should be more. But I don't need Jemele Hill to go fire off at him just to validate that, you know, Jemele Hill is legit, or that, you know, Robert Little, the amount of, you know, smoke he's getting should justify that. I personally don't care if she said anything about him or towards him or not. I really don't.
Nope. I don't care. Go ahead.
I got one more thing, and I got an announcement to make.
Okay.
So, you know, I got to talk about Fab versus Jada.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I have to talk about this. And, you know, you and I, we text back and forth during the battle last night. It was a great battle. I thought just, you know, a few things for me. There's a consensus that Jadakiss won the battle.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that.
I've seen that a
lot on Twitter.
Me too.
I'm seeing that a lot. You are?
Yeah,
are too?
seeing the same thing. Yep.
Yep. I've seen a lot of that. What I take from that, though, I get the sense that most of the folks that picked Jada or said that Jada won is that they got caught up in the lyrics I think they got caught up in that versus, song for song. We know Jadakiss, if it comes to just a lyrical battle, he's gonna win. I mean, even though Fab is just his, I think he's gonna win.
Well, I disagree with you there.
If you're talking about a lyrical battle, I think Jadakiss wins. But if we're talking hit songs or just songs in general, you got to give it to Fab, man. And
I don't know how I feel about that lyric thing, though.
I mean, you might feel different about it, and that's
cool. Sure. I won't open the conversation, but
yeah, I mean that's cool. And again, I think Fab would hold his own. I'm not saying Fab would, get bounced.
Yeah.
In a lyrical battle, I just think Jadakiss is just a notch up, better lyrically than Fab. But in regards to why people think that Jadakiss won last night, I think they got caught up in the lyrics and not so much the actual songs and what those songs meant and how much airplay those songs got. And I get folks consume it differently. Obviously, me listening to it last night, I got caught up in a little bit of the lyrics. But at the end of the day, I'm comparing hit for hit or song for song. This isn't, it's not a lyrical battle because we know these lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are playing these songs, so we know the lyrics to these songs already. So it's really not about that. What was your score? Did you?
I never went back because I don't remember the playlist. When I went back, I remember the last time I remember you had Fab up by 1, and you had Fab up by like 2, and I had him up by like 1. The last I remember, it was something, but that was like I lost track by like the 10th round because at that point I was sauced up, I was smoking, I was enjoying the vibe. I kind of lost count. I would I said
kind of zoned out. You was in
a zone. I would have to see the playlist to remember it and then score it that way. And I haven't seen if nobody posted the song playlist online. I haven't seen it.
Okay. I'll text it to you because I got a snapshot of it.
Okay, yeah, send it to me. I'll text you. I'll text you my score. Yeah, but I just enjoyed it. I just flat out enjoyed it. I did have Fab winning. I do, without knowing exactly how everything played out. I had Fab winning it. And I was closer. My prediction was pretty close. I had him winning by 5. And I mean, if I'm basing it off of your score, you had 12-8. That was by 4. So, I wasn't far off in my prediction.
Fab pulled away.
Yeah,
he pulled away in the end.
Yeah, yeah. Fab. It's too many bops, man. Look. It's something to be said about the rapper, and it's why we regard Jay-Z so high. It's something about the rapper that can make great songs and still be lyrical about it.
Yeah, right.
There's just something about it. For all the bars that Jada has, and Jada is he raps his ass off.
And some of those songs are good.
Yeah, and a lot of those songs are good. But the singles, singles don't hit the same when it comes to Jada from when it comes to Fab. And and I think, and then if I'm being honest, and me and you talked about it yesterday, Jada definitely didn't go into his bag. Like he ain't hit him. Like you could tell he had a strategy of keeping the street and was hoping that the street was going to, overlook the hits, and in that strategy he left out some songs that should have been in that should have been there.
He left out some stuff, and I'm a kind of break it down. I mean, you said he was trying to play some gangster stuff that would supersede the hits that Fab had, but let's be clear, this was female stuff that Fab was playing, which we kind of all expected that he was going to do. Man, my predictions on Jada's playlist sucked, man. Like, Of the 20 songs that I predicted he would play, he only played 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones he left off that I thought he should have played, obviously I thought he would play the Nate Dogg joint because I thought both of them would do like a shout out to Nate Dogg, rest in peace kind of a thing.
Yeah, but that Nate Dogg record that Jada had wasn't that big though.
It wasn't big. It wasn't big, but it was still hard. It was still
it was dope. Yeah, it was dope.
I thought he would play that just to kind of give Nate Dogg the shout out because both of them did joints with Nate Dogg and all that. The Mariah joint, I thought he was gonna play that when Fab came out with the Can't Let You Go joint. The other joint he left out, and Shootouts wasn't really big, but it was a hard record. I guess I would give him a pass for not playing that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he left some songs out, man, that I scratched my head and I'm like, I had him losing 12-8, but he really didn't play the joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, Who's Real with Swift. Like, that could have been the joint he played. Kiss of Death. The Wide joint. Like, just for the sake of the times that we're in, I thought I would have probably picked him to win that round, regardless of what track Fab had played. If he would have played Y, I would have just gave Jada that one just off the strength that we're in these times, and that song and that video from years ago just amplified everything that's taking place right now.
Right.
Money, Power, Respect.
Yeah, Money, Power, Respect. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Right Where You Stand with Gangstar, even though that wasn't really as big, but it was still kind of a hard joint. Like, Jada really could have, he could have won this joint.
Mm-hmm.
Jada really could have won.
Yeah, I don't think he could have won, though, bro. I mean, I hear you, but I don't think he could have won, man. Like, he didn't even play Cold Summer, dog.
Yeah, right. Right. I was like, whoa.
And I've been stressing to you since we've been having this, since it was announced that some of that stuff on that Soul tape, man, he ain't really getting to them bags, dog. Like Slim Thick, and y'all don't really hear me though. Like he got some joints on Drugs. He got some joints on them Soul tapes that he really could, like, this could have got ugly for Jada, man.
So he did. So you're saying Fab didn't play anything off of that Soul tape, right?
He played one joint. He played I can't. The name of the song slips me. But he played one.
Okay.
And he didn't, like, in my opinion, he didn't play the joint. He didn't play the joint.
Okay. Because I mean, my predictions on Fab, I mean, 13 out of 14 out of 20, or I think I had like 14 out of 20. I mean that's pretty damn good. I would get 14 out of 20 of his joints. Predict 20 joints and he plays 14 of them joints. That's pretty good. Not 13, but still.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing that came out to it, and I'll close this. So when Fab played the So Into You joint with Tamia, he was telling a story about why.
Oh yeah, I was about to mention that too.
And Tamia did a version, right? So he went on to say that Tamia had throat surgery, that's why Ashanti did a version, and then when Tamia, got better, that she was able to do the video. So I don't know if you noticed this, but Ashanti in the chat was like, no, like, I'm gonna text you and let you know, like, what the real story was. Right?
Oh no, I didn't see that. I saw Tamia come out and say that's not that she didn't have no throat surgery.
Right.
That's
she
all I
came
saw.
out with the tweet,
but you watched it on IG, and I watched it on Apple Music. So that's yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ashanti was in the chat, and she was like, nah, that's not how it went down. I'll text you the story. And then Tamia posted the picture of her 8 albums. She said 25 years, 8 albums, 0 throat surgery.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the story was.
Well, 2 things I get out of that. I think what happened was, I think Irv Gotti had something to do with why Ashanti wasn't in that video, or why that version of So Into You wasn't played as much. Because, Irv is very, historically has been protective of his artists, particularly Ashanti. It's well documented. I mean, even when Nelly was trying to do the joint with her, he was like, nah, nigga, like, you ain't doing that joint with Ashanti without, you know what I'm saying? So I get the sense Irv has something to do with that. But you're right. I do wonder what the real story is. But
yeah,
I get the sense that happened. But now that Tamia put that picture out there with her 8 albums, it's time for her to do one of these versus joints, yo. Like, I felt like she was at the same time kind of throwing Fab some shade, but at the same time trying to tell versus, yo, like, I'm ready. Like, let's do this.
You feel that way? I don't feel that way. I mean, and let me be clear. I'm not super familiar with her catalog. I don't know that she had 20 joints.
I'm not either.
Yeah, that's not even on my radar. I didn't take it like that. I just took it like she was responding to, to Fab.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's questionable.
Yeah,
got 20.
but I would say that I don't. But I would say that I don't know her catalog that well. So
right, and I would say the same thing. I don't know it that well. But I always said that if it was her, it would be her and Deborah Cox, because they're both kind of in the same wheelhouse.
I don't know the Deborah Cox guy. I definitely don't know that Deborah Cox has 20 joints.
We don't know either. I don't know either.
Yeah,
but,
so I'm not interested.
We'll see. We'll
I hope. I don't think that's gonna get. I don't think that's gonna come together. And cause. And then if I had to make a prediction about it, I would have, because I can only think of 3 Tamia songs, and I can think of 1 Deborah Cox song. I'm just talking about joints.
Okay.
So just off the fact that I can only think about 1 Deborah Cox joint, that goes to now 2. Now 2 just hit me.
3. Yeah, I was gonna say 3 Deborah Cox joints hit me. She did the duo with RL.
RL, yeah. Nobody's supposed to be here.
Nobody's supposed to be here, and things just ain't the same. That was like I think that was like one of her old tracks off her first album. I think there was like some kind of a electrical disco version to that song.
Yeah, she can mix me with that. So Tamia has the joint she did with Quincy Jones, You Put a Move on My Heart. She has Stranger in My House. She has the Fab joint that she could just run that back, but then she could also play the original version of that joint if she really wanted to go into it.
She had the duo with Eric Benet, right?
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah. Tamia, if I had to take a guess without knowing their catalogs, Tamia wins that. But I don't think either of them have 20. I don't, man, and that could just be from ignorance.
Yeah, it could be ignorance. I think it also has to do with, because I mean, they're both Canadian artists, but they've had a lot of success here in the States. I mean, in terms of albums and their music.
Oh shit! Officially Missing You. Hold on. Officially Missing You. That was a joint. Still.
Which one?
For Tamia. Yeah, for Tamia.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to drag. I don't
have to crack open those albums and see. Because I like to go on Apple every now and then and look at some old albums and some of the tracks and stuff. I may have to do some searching.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I know that doesn't move the needle for you. That's cool though.
You know me so well.
but if Tamia does somehow do it,
I wouldn't watch it.
I would watch it too. But
no, I'm saying I would not watch it.
Oh, you wouldn't watch it?
I would not watch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it would have to be her and Deborah Cox. They're both in the same wheelhouse, I think. In my opinion, anyway.
I hear you. Hey, look, man, I want to say appreciations to everybody who tuned into this episode and anybody who will tune in on demand. Shout out to the chat room, everybody who tuned in. We appreciate you. A little bit of information. You can follow the podcast at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. You can follow myself at Maestro Styles and Trey at Trey Frazier. On Twitter, you can follow me at Maestro Styles. You can follow Trey at Barbershop SPOR2. Make sure you like the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube page. For Trey Frazier, this is Maestro Styles. Appreciate y'all. We see y'all next week.